Today's bikes are jam-packed full of technology, but they come at a price. So finding yourself a good used bike can save you a bag of cash.
Sorted.
Now mountain bikes get a tough life, so a few stone chips and scratches and cable rubs are just run of the mill. Look for any cracks and creases in the paintwork around the head tube, down tube and top tube junctions, because that generally means the frame is knackered. We'll check the headset just by holding on the front brake and rocking the bike backwards and forward, feeling if we've got any play in the headset. And then we'll lift the front wheel off the ground and make sure it moves nice and smoothly all the way round. And next up, we're going to check the forks. And we're going to look at the seals here. A little bit of oil here is normal, but a load of flat gungy mess means that those forks need servicing. And then we're going to hold on to the fork, grab the front brake and rock it side to side and see if we can feel any lateral movement, not up and down. A bit of lateral play here means the bushings need replacing. And finally on the forks, just check the sliders or stanchions for any deep scratches.
Sorted.
Next, we're going to look at the gears, which should all be nice and clean. Obviously, we're going to take the bike for a quick test ride, check that the shifting's nice and crisp and smooth, but even a worn chain and cassette can give you clean shifting, but still need replacing very soon. So if possible, bring one of these, which is a chain checker, and that lets you see how stretched and worn that chain really is. And then we're going to inspect the chain ring and just make sure all the teeth are there and they haven't been ground off riding over rocks. And finally, we're going to grab the two cranks and we're going to pull them side to side to check for any lateral play in the bottom bracket. Check the brake discs and make sure that they're not excessively worn and grooved. See how true they are using the caliper as a reference. Check the wheels, and while you might get a little bit of wobble in the tyre, to check the rim's still true, you could just use a finger resting on the chainstay as a reference. And we'll check the wheel bearings, firstly by grabbing the frame and the wheel and pushing it side to side to check for any lateral movement. Any lateral play at the bearings means those bearings are on their way out. And then we're going to remove each wheel, hold the axle in each hand, spin it, and feel for any grinding in the bearings. Finally, check the spoke tension, squeezing every couple of spokes just to make sure they're evenly tensioned.
Sorted.
The handlebars, if they're carbon, any deep scratches will weaken them massively. And we'll check the saddle rails and make sure they're still straight and not bent from landing jumps like an orangutan. And if all that is tickety-boo, you've got yourself a ruddy good bargain and saved yourself enough money for an epic trip to Nepal.